année consécutive à celui qui a remporté 12 titres du Grand Chelem, le numéro 1 mondial, le Suisse Roger Federer.
Au service, Roger Federer. Première manche. Play. 15-0. Quinze. 15-30. Flat. Premier service. Trente. Trente, 40. Quarante. Avantage Nadal. Premier service.
Everyone's wide, so first blood to Nadal, opening game of the match.
Is that the third forehand that Federer He tried to attack. Two of them, I think, early went into the net, but already the signs that he perhaps aware that he's got to try and be aggressive with that forehand. But just 3 errors at this stage cost him that serve.
Well, he knows he's got to hit a great shot if he's going to come in behind it. But I suppose you've got to look at coming to the net also as a tactic, as a way of building pressure over time. And you get the feeling with Roger that he looks at it as a way to just finish the point with a cold winner. But he mustn't be afraid to try to build pressure, just make that approach. I say I'd be more inclined to approach the backhand of Nadal.
Au service, Rafael Nadal.
Well, particularly if he's a little tentative on the volley, because those dipping forehands are pretty tough to volley. Nadal to serve.
Au 0-15. Gaza. That'll bring the crowd alive.
I think throughout this match, you know, Federer can will have the crowd on his side. It's not that they're anti-Rafael Nadal, but I think they've just been waiting over the years to see someone as great as Roger Federer finally take this title.
Well, before this match started, we talked about the return of Rafael Nadal. Lots of Spanish flags around today. Nadal has broken serve 43 times in 72 serve return games. That's 60% of the time. And he's played 77 break points in those 72 games. That's quite remarkable, isn't he, on Tiriac?
Spin may get you a different result. Federer there, the chip. And what I liked about it, it was short. Didn't try to hit it through the court. Well played point. Well executed. Short backhand. That's the one. Stayed low. There wasn't much on it.
And this is the break point opportunity now for Federer. This is where Federer just has to be a little careful. In last year's final, Federer had 17 break point opportunities and broke once. 1 for 17.
But it gets back to that. If you're going to come to the net, you're coming. The approach is just that. It's an approach. You are trying to make that shot to make sure that he passes you to win the point on break point. It doesn't have to be an outright winner. And that's how I think Federer has to look at his net play, as building pressure. So there's two. I guess he's got a lot of respect for the pass, but make it. Let him pass you. Let him pass you to win the game.
Had a lot of ground to win that point, Federer.
Avantage Federer.
Vavranek, who's Federer's long-time partner. Big cheering section up there today for both fellas. Break point, Federer.
Égalité.
He's got so much talent, Federer. You get the feeling sometimes he's just not willing to grub on a break point. Just block it back, chip, win ugly.
There was the rally there. Federer hitting that backhand topspin very cleanly until the last hit. But what is it achieving? It's really just keeping the ball into play. It's not going to, he's not going to hit an outright winner very rarely against Rafael Nadal.
And the thing is too, Mark, when he does come in now, Nadal's had a couple of 20-shot rallies, a couple of 30-shot rallies. He's breathing, he's into the match. He's established a nice rhythm.
Nadal.
Well, Nadal gets out of a little bit of trouble. 2 break points he saved in that game.
Nadal mène par 2-0.
Federer, over the last 2 years in the final, though, has won 2/3 of the points when he's come to the net. And if you're going to get out there with a strategy like that, and you're winning 2/3 of the point, you'd think you'd go for it. You'd keep doing it.
Well, they're good odds, aren't they?
Yeah.
Great results.
I just think there just has to be a bit of steel about what Federer does. He's sort of an artist. He has to have a bit of the Pat Rafter mentality. Just dig and scratch around, do whatever it takes to get the win. Maybe end up in the clay when he's at the net. Fall over a few times, get dirty. But you take that. You take that. You accept that he passed you on the line to win the point. And you ask that question again.
0-30.
So given the state that he's to love, and this backhand pass finds a line, it's now love 30.
But the volley just pushed it straight back down the court. He's got to do something with the volley against Nadal.
Yep. Well, will it stop him from trying it again in this game? A volley that went down the middle of the court, but it was shorter, catching Rafael Nadal behind the baseline. That's a great pickup by Rafa. There's that volley. And after he hit it, he was even coming in further, just in case Nadal picked it up.
Propped on him a little bit, that ball. Unlucky there.
Couple of break points now for Nadal. I mentioned that Federer had to start off well. The news is this: he's got to start the second set off well. Good serve. Save one of them.
30-40.
Well done.
He had his man so deep in the court there. He did the right thing, Federer. Didn't try to hit a winner. He just made the approach.
Had a lot of height. Pace was taken off of it, wasn't it?
But I mean, it would take a genius to pass Federer consistently from that far back in the court. So it's all about the percentages for Federer when he's moving forward.
Champions are able to dig deep.
It sounds crazy, Fred. We're only 17 minutes in the match, but I think that would have been brutal
for the first set
for Federer to go down
3-zip. Yep.
3-zip straight away. So these are big points.
Great effort for Federer. He'll breathe a sigh of relief now because that keeps him in it. Just the one service break down, 15-40. He's come back. He's on the board. 2-1 Nadal.
Nadal to serve. He leads 2-1 with a break. First set. I think Nadal even thought about coming in right here. At the moment's hesitation, he retreated.
Most of the Grand Slams these days, the prize money is way up there, worth over $1 million. This one, 1.5 million US dollars. Federer has made about 40 million in prize money. Nadal about 16.5 million.
And during the break, we looked at the service motion of the two players, and the fact that Nadal is a lefty gives him that nice advantage. That left-handed kick out to the forehand is a hard one to control. The spin breaking away from the racket if you don't completely cover the ball. That can result. Big shank there from Federer.
Nadal.
An easy service game there for Nadal. And we talked about the number of times that Nadal's broken serve. He's also saved a lot of break points on his own serve. He saved 28 of 36 on his serve during the tournament. So that's 78%. So it's tough to beat him.
I would like to see Federer harass Nadal a little bit on those service games, even if he just took a couple of second serves and wandered in behind them. Just did a few things out of the blue just to break up the Spaniard's rhythm. Play a drop shot off a second serve. Just keep changing it up.
Getting into a little strike there, Federer. His backhand down the line.
0-15.
This one just here ends up pretty short, and that opens it up for Rafa's improved backhand cross court.
But that rally demonstrated how perfect Federer has to be on that topspin backhand, doesn't it? Because if he gets it in the middle of the court, it doesn't do him any good.
Well, at the moment, it's a nice clay court match, and the clay court is winning. And this is how Federer plays pretty much throughout the year. And he can win. He can get to the final of the French Open doing this, but I just can't see this as a tactic. It's going to break down the defences of Nadal.
No, exactly right. Love 30. He's under the gun all the time on serve. Lost his opening serve, down 15-40 the last one. Got out of it, down love 30 here.
0-40.
Three break point chances now for Nadal. Then the volley down the middle of the court. Nadal, like a runaway train. 4-1.
Nadal mène par 4 jeux à 1.
That's always a nice start to win that first point, returning serve, and he's now got to have the opportunity, create an opportunity for himself to continually build here.
Bjorn Borg. Prior to that, you saw Gustavo Kierten.
Quinze.
Unforced errors there. 10 for Federer.
Well, that was an unforced error, but that's a good error.
Yeah,
he's up in the
going
count. He's got a ball. He has to go for that. He has to accept that he will make errors. Well, I'm flummoxed, Fred, because we've seen Federer hit one short slice. He got a good result. We've seen him come to the net with mixed results. But why wouldn't he try to bring Nadal forward, play a drop shot? I mean, it's 30 minutes of tennis now. We're just not seeing the variety I feel that he needs to display to break down the machine that is Nadal.
He's just content at the moment to try and out-rally his man from the back of the court.
Return as well. Remember last year during the Wimbledon final, Nadal continually served him wide on the second court, and Federer tried to hit the topspin return, wasn't winning points. We're all left wondering when he would actually just chip the return back and actually helped him break serve in that match. He's yet to really hit a chip backhand return on that second court either.
He was a bit unlucky there, the ball catching the tape and giving Nadal all sorts of height to pass him with.
Nadal.
Nadal comfortably on serve. And races to a 5-1 lead in just about 30 minutes.
Well, Fred, we talk about Federer being potentially the greatest player of all time. He must know something out there that we don't. Something must be going to give, because everybody was expecting a grander performance in terms of shot making and variety from Federer, but we're really just seeing him quite content to stand toe-to-toe and hit these top-spin ground shots.
On the other side of the coin, this man here has learnt his craft on the grass as well. He's improved his craft, and the way he's flattening out shots now, he's going to be a contender in another few weeks.
It is a great shot, but look, once again,
0-15.
the volley, it's not crisp. It's an awkward volley, no question about it, but just have a look where it lands. Virtually just guides the ball back to Nadal.
Well, we mentioned that he started off rather slowly in a couple of matches. He's got to forget this set, try and get on track. One whole serve here so that he does have first serve in the second set. He still hasn't won a point on his second serve, Federer.
The worrying thing for Federer too is Nadal's actually not doing anything special. He's just heavy. He's not trying to thread the needle or hitting the ball too close to the line. He's just heavy. He senses that Federer is playing somewhat negatively. That's what he's got to do, though. These are the shots that he has to play.
15-40.
Set points now.
And right there, it would have won had that gone over. Nadal was heading in the opposite direction from where Federer had directed this one.
I suppose the trouble is now he's doing it out of desperation. It's 1-5, 15-30 when he tried that shot.
Short volley, but again, not a good volley. And the opening set makes Uncle Tony pretty happy. Nadal wins at 6-1 in 32 minutes. Strangely enough, Nadal's out there ready to go now. Federer is the one that's taking his time. And maybe he can turn this around.
Deuxième manche au service Nadal.
Very creative director there with two players ghosted by the Eiffel Tower.
Maybe we're just asking too much. Maybe Nadal is just so heavy from the back of the court that it's not possible to do the things that we're talking about.
Yeah, I think that Nadal, I think that you guys were saying that helps Federer. I think it helps Nadal. He can't hit the ball out under these conditions because he's so strong. Heavy conditions, he can give it all he's got.
You know, I think it's funny, Fred, you said it's easy for us to sit here and be critical, and as an ex-player, you're well aware that if you had to step out on court against these two, you'd get absolutely munched. But, I'm talking about myself, but the point is, quite often when you're an average player, you've got to scrap and scrounge and find ways to win points, and sometimes points lead to matches, and I think this is the thing for Federer today. He actually has to get right out of his comfort zone and do some things that he doesn't like to do.
But for me, while there's not a game plan, I can't see a game plan. And I can for Nadal, because just like that last shot, he's been rolling balls into that Federer forehand, off backhand and forehand, up round shoulder height. Then he changes it, he'll go cross court. But a majority of the time when he starts the point, it's into the Federer backhand, up high.
There we go, something different. Worth a try, but once again, at 40 love, maybe that's not the time.
40 love, and it's now 1 game to love with this passing shot. Nadal can't put a foot wrong at the moment.
I love the way he takes that extra effort. You can see his body weight slides past the line of flight. He completely commits to the shot. He doesn't reach. He gets his body behind the ball, gets that little bit of extra strength.
Yeah, the problem that Roger also is probably dealing with out there at the moment, he might feel that he's trying some of these shots, but the point of trying them is that love 40. So he could maybe come off this match and say, well, I tried that, you know, and it didn't work. But again, it's got to start from the very outset, the get-go, opening point of the game. Early in the set.
Yeah. 0-15.
And we also can't forget the way that the scoreline is playing out right now is how he has handled, Rafael Nadal has handled Novak Djokovic in the semi-finals, Verdasco. All 3 last matches.
That's his 4th unforced error, Nadal. So he makes an unforced error about every 10 minutes. It's a long time between drinks.
I'll tell you how many unforced errors he makes. He's made 92 unforced errors in 18 sets. That's 5 a set. Pretty good tennis, 5 a set.
That's pretty good tennis right there. This is what we want to see from Federer, coming in on something different. But Nadal's got the answer. Well, you couldn't tell by looking at him, but he's shaken, isn't he? He just doesn't know what to do now.
Break points. I don't think he's ever been in a position like this, Federer. Not for many years, anyway. It's gone. We used the word
par 2-0.
to describe Rafael Nadal at the start of the championships here. I think it was relentless. And he is a relentless bull here against the #1 player in the world. Just hasn't given him any breathing room. And the errors are coming from the racket, from Federer to Nadal.
Good luck.
Totally shell-shocked, isn't he? 15 love.
Desperate for Federer to get back in this, make it a contest. We all know what he's capable of. I think what this confirms, though, is those scorelines that Nadal is moving through the draw against Almagro and Verdasco, where he's just losing a matter of games, that they weren't flukes. That was, we thought maybe Verdasco put in a bit of a light effort, but it just shows that Nadal is improving on this surface, if that's possible.
Magro was 1-1-1, wasn't it? The quickest quarter-final that they've ever had here in the Open era.
And the 4th round was 1-0-2 against Verdasco.
But they're the Spanish players that he's playing against there that actually think that he is god here. He's unbeatable here on this court. And he's proven it today against the #1 ranked player in the world that maybe he is unbeatable here. No signs of it happening for Federer today just yet.
Just an unbelievable angle. I thought Federer was actually in trouble there. So after 2 crisp forehands, he finds an extraordinary angle off the backhand.
15-40.
This one here catches the line and skids off. Crowd trying to get Federer to break serve here. He's got a couple of opportunities. And he's done it. And the sun has come out. Maybe the sun has come out for Roger Federer. He's on the board in the second set. 2-1, Nadal. Federer now back on serve in the second set.
But premier service. Zero 15.
The Federer forehand has been shaky for a few days now, hasn't it, really? He hit some great shots, but he shanked quite a number. Look at that second serve points. Yet to win a point on his second serve.
There you go. Just ask the question. Yep.
Look, Nadal has passed him already a number of times in this match, but
15.
volley's not that great. He tries for some depth. He gets an easy put away.
But that's basically what you're doing when you get to the net. You just make the ball and say, pass me.
15-30.
Good to see. Not deterred by the backhand miss the previous point. He ran good preparation and he goes for it. Finds the corner.
Toe-to-toe rallies. Nadal on top again. Break point.
have much choice, but it's the first time that we've seen Nadal forced to come forward, not on his own terms.
40.
This shot here, that's got Federer in trouble. He opts for the short slice, pays dividends.
Might have got a little lucky there with the backhand Roger Federer.
Avantage Federer.
But it was short enough and it forced Nadal forward again into an area not as comfortable.
Federer.
And a drop shot, a bit of variety. The crowd love it. He's back on track in his second set. They're on serve at 2-all.
Well, out of the blue, Roger Federer in the last 2 games has shown us something different. The backhand, he has used well to create angles with the topspin. He's hit that part of the court where the service line meets the sideline. We see a drop shot here. The previous point, he dragged Nadal forward with a short slice. Merkel's happy. The crowd are happy. He's on level terms now, second set.
And Federer's actually getting ready to return serve here, bouncing around on his feet.
Merci. Peu de silence, s'il vous plaît. Merci. Et
high-risk stuff, but it does show, and Mark, maybe Roger was nervous at the start. Maybe he was just nervous, a little heavy-legged, because he seems to have come out of his shell. I mean, there's a bit of creativity to his shot-making now.
It's good to see he started to function for him. If he'd gone down 3-love in this set, might have been good night.
Gaza.
So all of a sudden, he's not trying to hit through him. He's creating unbelievable angles.
15:30.
It's a great little patch of play by Federer. Let's not forget he was down 2-love in this set.
He was there. With the right volley.
30.
Well, it's something that he set up nicely with this big forehand. And even though he's missed it, it's going to win him the point. Just trying to maybe hitting it too fine.
Too much respect for the speed of Nadal there. I think anything in the service box would have been fine.
40-30.
Clouds starting to part now. Here at Roland-Garros, court bathed in sunshine.
Nadal.
Well, that whip forehand, that's a tough shot to play,
Nadal,
and he made it look easy.
Nadal.
So Nadal now goes to the lead, 3-2, second set. Federer to serve, on serve in the second.
15-0.
Still has that ability, Nadal, though, just to make Federer play one more shot.
Which shows how strong he is. That was a miss hit from Federer, but it was a good miss hit. Look where this thing goes. Takes his man way out of court. You think it's going to come back cross court, as Federer was anticipating. And there you can see the look of resignation. That winner down the line.
Move forward there, Roger Federer. We've seen over the years the backhand pass from Nadal when he's on the run, likes to go cross court. It's a well-timed attack by Federer.
It's a great volley, but that is unfortunately how good the volley has to be.
When you're playing on clay, though, those volleys are the volleys that have to be played. You must make that volley inside the service line, create angles, get your opponent on the run, give him one down the line. Anything past the service line in today's game, opponent's got too much time to play the pass. Game point. That's it again. Well done. Anything inside that service box. So it's 3-all now, second set.
Good job there from Federer to anticipate Nadal's favourite pass. I mean, this is a great attempt at a pass. Dipping ball, it's not an easy volley, but as we've said, when Federer comes in, he's got to expect to have to do this time and time again. That's what we're asking. That's how hard it is to try to beat Nadal.
But they've played one another enough times that they pretty much anticipate where that ball's going on the pass if they get the ball to a certain part of the court. They pretty much know where the reply is going to be. 3-all.
He's mean-spirited though, isn't he, Nadal? I mean, you come in on a great pass and he makes you play a shoelace volley. He doesn't give you Any wild errors. Just clipped the tape on that forehand, though. Wasn't pleased. First point of the game. That's about as much emotion as we'll see from him for the afternoon. Something Bjorn Borg can certainly relate to. A cool head.
Well, the net certainly hasn't been kind to Federer. Every time he's hit it, it's helped his opponent.
With the purpose there on that second serve by Roger Federer, getting around, almost showing his big return to Rafael Nadal. So one of the biggest points that we've seen, not only in this set, but important for Roger Federer for the rest of the match.
Well, right here, 7th game, 3-all, 30-all.
Nadal, there you talk about the importance of that point. He upped the ante in the rallies there. A little bit more sting, a little bit more accuracy. Had Federer on the run. Just showing us that he's got another level potentially to go to when it counts. I think Federer's reply to Nadal like that one. I think he's got to hit that heavy topspin forehand, get some depth and make it jump onto Nadal's backhand. Same as Nadal does with his forehand to Federer's backhand. I think Federer's got to give him a little bit of a look at big dipping forehands into the backhand side. Juice. Point opportunity for Federer. 2 forehand errors in this game from Nadal. That's not something we've seen so far in this set.
Crowd chanting they want Federer to break here, get a competitive match out of this one.
Merci. Égalité.
Oh, shocked to see Rafael Nadal check out of this rally.
But Mark, he's trying to win this rally. He actually didn't hit that drop shot as well as he would like. With that previous backhand cross court, he was trying to open something up. It was not a defensive point from Nadal. But Federer, can you believe he tried to topspin? The drop shot, maybe just another little drop shot back might have been the answer. Make Nadal come up with a running pass.
Avantage Nadal.
Federer upset with the court again. I don't see him get too mad with things, but he's been a little agitated with a couple of bounces today.
Nadal.
Pressure building in this second set. Federer with another opportunity to break, couldn't handle it. Nadal holds, it's 4-3. Federer to serve. Nadal just sweeping the clay off the lines, as he always does.
Let. Premier service.
Once again, high risk stuff from Federer. Two very flat forehands. But at this stage of the set and this stage of the match, I don't think he has an alternative.
Gaza.
Trying there to get that volley inside the service line. Lena Stasi there, and Mary Pierce. This one here didn't even get in the middle of the racket.
Well, I suppose by serving to the forehand, he thought he was going to open up the court, but it's a dangerous wing to come in on.
Absolutely brilliant backhand by Federer there. Played with a lot of precision. Just knifed it short. See, grip already prepared for it. Rack it up and underneath the ball.
It's always tough to play a half volley on the clay because they don't always bounce as cleanly as you would like, but he certainly had to try to play another drop shot there. There was no other option for him.
The first volley off the shoelaces, and when Nadal's standing that far back, you must expect that that's where you're going to be hitting the first volley if he gets onto the return.
It's a 205 first serve. Didn't quite give Federer the time that he needed to get established at the net.
A bit of a clenched fist there from Federer.
40.
How important that big forehand was, but he's brave enough to go for it again.
It was a good second serve. That had some real sting on it from Federer. Brave second serve. Loses that point, he's down 5-3.
Avantage Nadal.
Well, how good is Nadal's defense? He was in trouble there, but he put that ball back on a dime in the most awkward part of the court for Federer. Full stretch, one-handed slice. And we saw Nadal,
Égalité.
when he was up 3-love against Djokovic, he started to drop the ball short, maybe a little lapse in concentration, thought he'd won the match. And just the first signs of a little bit of tension, those two returns on break point, both dropping inside the service line.
Avantage Nadal.
Another opportunity for the Spaniard. I'll give Federer full marks though. He's continued to come in this game. He's been burnt a couple of times, but the tactics paid off once he gets into the net. Forehand, unforced errors. Continue with that tactic. And if it's on the backhand side, he's got to play the backhand little angle volley inside the service box, as he did there.
And these 3 break points that he's had to save have been, what, 2-3 hits, and that's all. Hasn't allowed Rafael Nadal to settle into the rally.
That's what you're talking about, Mark. To settle into the rally, but to get set. When he gets set on that forehand, then he's got the option. He can go high and heavy to the backhand. On that occasion, he went wide with plenty of spin, took him by surprise. It's almost as though you've got to deny Nadal the opportunity to get his feet firmly planted and take a cut at that forehand.
Nadal n'est pas 5-2-3.
Well, Fred, you're shaking your head. I think you would have liked to see the angle volley played once again.
Yep.
But you got to take your hat off to Nadal. He read that and he was on it like a rocket.
Great hands. A deep volley though. He took one step, made the adjustment. All credit to him. Nadal now serving for 2-0.
Well, Roger's thrown everything at him in this set. He's only got 3 games. The ante. Again in that rally, Nadal, the accuracy improves.
32-0.
And Mark, it was really the backhand, that shot right there that we talked about at the start of this broadcast. How much has he improved that shot over the last year?
And then he hooks this one off the back foot inside the service line, just jumping away. 30-love.
White. Premier service. Time violation warning, Mr. Nadal.
Right idea, the execution. It's a good idea to break up the rhythm of the rally.
Well, I think the problem was he tried to disguise it, and in doing so, got himself a little caught out, Federer, in his takeaway here. A very exaggerated backlift, and then he was just going to drop the racket head on the ball. Execution wasn't there. You could see his feet weren't set.
Set points now for 2-0. So the 3-time defending champion
Nadal mène par 2 manches à
The
0.
first 2 sets in this final
Changement de balle, s'il vous plaît,
to
ramasseur.
equal Bjorn Borg's 4 in a row. It's an hour and 22 minutes, 6-1, 6-3. Well, let's see if the crowd can get Federer going in this third set.
Not so sure about the second serve
Casa.
serve volley, and you must get it to the backhand if that's going to be the case. Look what he has to face here now. That ball is ripped, dropping like a stone. How do you control the half volley? A little slip just to add insult to injury.
Quite in far enough. That's where you make those volleys. He's only half a metre inside that, one step inside that service line. Got to be a little closer if you're going to play the little angle. But then you got to have respect for that backhand. It was a pretty good backhand.
Well, there's a bit of an art to coming in, isn't there? You've got to come in. You can't come in on a ball that's hit too hard. It doesn't give you any time to come to the net.
Well, Brad Gilbert, an American, fancies himself as a coach and he fancies himself as a judge of talent. But I read an article in Tennis Magazine before I came over and he said no chance that Nadal can win 4 French Opens in a row. Gave half a dozen reasons for it, and don't know what he was thinking. Obviously, you've got a 50% chance of being wrong, maybe.
Probably chose not to agree with everybody else. Just say something a little
exactly
inflammatory and see where it takes him. Well, Federer was pretty lucky in this game. In the previous point, Nadal had that forehand lined up to pull the trigger, and he played his first overly ambitious shot of the match.
Avantage Federer. Égalité.
Federer's come back from being 2 sets to love down on 3 occasions in his career, but it's going to be a little difficult today.
And you mentioned before the net cord certainly not favouring Federer and Nadal. They're completely framing the return. It turned into a most awkward shot. Have a look at this. Federer off the serve is forced to play a smash just to keep the ball down.
But the amazing footwork by Nadal just to reply with another forehand.
Break point. There's the forehand error. There's been a lot of them today for Federer. He's going to be bitterly disappointed right now. Look at that scoreline, 6-1, 6-3, 1-love. Nadal with a break in the third.
I guess you have to ask the question too. You mentioned that Roger had suffered from glandular fever at the start of the year. Mario Andrić missed about 10 months off the tour with a similar type of virus. Now, if Federer is fully fit now, has he had the type of training over the last 6 months? that he needs to stay with Nadal physically in a match like this. You talk about winning, coming back from 2 sets love. You've got to beat Nadal 3 straight sets. I mean, what sort of a physical effort is that?
Well, maybe the results leading into this year's French Open. Only the one tournament win by Roger Federer, and that was via a default in Estoril against Davydenko.
Nadal to serve, 1-love.
Zero.
I mean, you basically have to train like a boxer to stay with Nadal. You have to be... He's the benchmark now for physical fitness and strength on the tour. Maybe Federer has to start thinking along those lines if he really wants to win this French Open. Let's not forget, Nadal just turned 22. He's going to be around for 3 or 4 more years, at least.
He persists with that left-handed serve. He's been good with it today. That swinger out wide. He's gone down. His favourite serve's the one down the middle, but he has not used it very much today. Hasn't had to. The game plan's working.
What you say about that slider wide on this court, Fiery? I mean, he's not being hurt by Federer's return, is he? Doesn't have to change a winning game.
No, well, it's coming to that backhand, and he just tracks Federer down to the forehand wing all the time. 30-15. Made it. Tough shot from there, 5 metres behind the baseline.
It's almost hard to believe he meant this, Federer. He's basically in the centre of the court. He's just slightly right of the tee there, and somehow gets the ball to land inside the service line going away. There's the strength of the man. To be that deep in the court, to get yourself behind the ball and get enough on it. But once again, Federer hadn't split his step. Tough to change direction when you don't split your step.
40-30. One on the line. Serves out wide to the backhand, pins Federer into the backhand corner, and then lets rip. When he gets himself set, and it is into the backhand corner, and then that one right on the button. Cleans the clay off the line. It's 2-love now. Seeing him stick to the game plan even if he does get ripped, because he's not going to win it from the back of the court, and he's sticking with the game plan coming in. He's got to play some unbelievable stuff to get there though.
You're right, playing the match on his terms regardless of the result. It's got to be a healthier outcome for Federer. Look at that.
And that's off of a big first serve deep into the corner. And he finds another corner himself.
He's unplayable at the moment.
got himself under so much pressure. He's got to just keep going for shots, and he's got to be so precise. 15-30.
And he looks heavy in the legs now, Federer. I think that's as much to do with just a feeling of desperation. What do I do? He's got to play just absurd points.
Merker not looking too happy at the moment. Break points now for a 3-love lead. Still got all the answers. Federer coming forward. Nadal too tough. 3-love, 2 sets to love.
Necessarily a topspin lock, just a little roll off balance. Federer did everything right. Once again, gave him a bit of height by coming in on a topspin drive. And Nadal obliges with a lob just inches from the line.
This is zone-like tennis now from Nadal. And he's doing it against the best player in the world.
Just watching this unfold, I look at Federer, and as great as he is on clay, with a one-handed backhand against Nadal, the lefty, maybe Djokovic is going to be the player more likely to threaten the fact that Djokovic has got 2 hands on that backhand wing. He can stand up in the court and deal with the pace of shot a little better.
Well, Djokovic didn't fare much better the other day than Federer's fared today either. It just shows you the domination that Nadal has had these 2 weeks.
I'm just looking at the single-handed backhand, though, for right-handed players. I just don't think it's going to work. Nadal just hones in on that side. When he's got you in enough trouble, he'll pin you in the forehand corner. And he does it time and time again with very few mistakes.
Points for 4-love. Again, the net cord, every net cord he's hit that's hit the tape and bounced over it was costing. That one went deep. So right now, 4-love. 6-1, 6-3, 4-love.
This is about the point that Djokovic staged a revival in the semi-final. He was down 3-love, similar scoreline, down 3-love in the third, and he pushed Nadal to a tie-break. Not quite so sure that's going to happen out here.
30-0.
pace of shot beaten.
30-15.
Still find the most incredible thing so far in this match. Federer has won 5 points, just 5 points on second serves. And it's not a bad second serve.
But it's got to help his own heart out here, Roger Federer. Try and hold serve, get himself on the board, and not allow Nadal win this set 6-love.
We talk about the fact that the tactics that he has to employ, but the last 2 finals, Federer's had more than 50 unforced errors in each final. And that's a lot. They've been a lot closer than this final, though. This has been a complete performance from Nadal. Federer again coming into the net as everybody's wanted him to. Everybody still feels it's the right tactic, but boy, he's looked at a lot of them go by. 5-love. So is this fellow, and he's looking for a record. And well, we get back to be boring and just call him relentless again, because that's what it's been today. It just does. If he misses one, he gets banned. Serving for a place in the record books to equal the great Bjorn Borg of 4 championships in a row.
Right. Premier service.
The problem for Roger, when he lost that second set, 6-3, he played a good set of tennis. As Mark said, he gave away the first 2 games and was very competitive from that point on. And I think when he lost that set playing the way he did, I think the fog just descended and mentally he was shot. Thought processes just went out the window. No self-belief. Patterns of play. He didn't see any of the little short balls or drop shots. Annihilation here in the third.
30-0.
And if this does play out, that it goes 6-love to Rafael Nadal, imagine the message that it sends down to Roger Federer if they were to play in the final of Wimbledon.
Merci.
Just such a rout. 90 points for Nadal, 50 for Federer.
Now that's the one free point, the only allowance that he's dealing Roger Federer. Tightens up so quickly after giving 1 point away. It's Never 2 consecutive unforced errors by Rafa.
And he really made a winner out of that. I only seen Nadal hit 3 slice backhands today. He's only been forced to take that right hand off the racket on 3 occasions. On the backhand wing, it just shows you how well he moves.
Federer. Federer looking to check the serve. It is not going to bother him. At this stage, not going to make much difference. 40-30 now. Nadal stands at match point.
Merci. Silence, s'il vous plaît.
It's wrong.
Nadal.
That one goes deep.
6-3, 6-0.
And Rafael Nadal goes into the record books as he concedes the #1 player in the world, Roger Federer, just 4 games. 6-1, 6-3, 6-love. An hour and 48 minutes. Quite astounding, fellas.
Well, it just a great display. He basically just picked up where he left off in his previous rounds. He's just been so dominant throughout the tournament. But what a moment for Roger Federer. And when this sinks in, he'll have a little bit of time off. I think he has to sort of reassess. If he wants this title as badly as he says, he's going to have to rethink his whole approach to the game. His net game, and I'm not just talking about his volleys, but his approach and his build-up in the points to get to the net, it's just not sharp. He doesn't do that throughout the course of the year. If he really wants to win this tournament, he's got to have a look at his schedule and how he plays those smaller tournaments, potentially have some bad losses, trying to do some things to learn how to maybe one day get a win here at Roland-Garros.
And it's just the one person, isn't it, that stands in his way. That's the most frustrating thing. He's not having to take the losses on clay against 2 or 3 others. It's this one person.
Allez, pendant que vous regardiez ici sur le cours Philippe Chatrier, en direct de l'hôtel de ville, regardez, il y avait également énormément de monde.
Rafael, buenas tardes. Entonces la pregunta ¿es posible de jugar mejor que usted hoy? Bueno, sobre la tierra, claro.
Simplemente pues muy feliz por la victoria. Lo siento por Roger, porque aparte es un gran compañero, tanto cuando gana, cuando pierde siempre tiene un comportamiento ejemplar. Felicitarle por todo lo que ha hecho y felicitarle por su actitud a la hora de perder también. Y bien, yo sé que hoy he jugado un partido prácticamente perfecto, ¿no?
Tienes 2005, 2006, 2007, ahora 2008. ¿La cual es la plus espectacular? Todos.
Todas son diferentes, todas son importantes, o sea que nada más que agradecer a todo el público francés, todo el apoyo y todo el cariño que me da cada vez que estoy aquí. Simplemente gracias a todo el mundo.
¿Tiene una pequeña palabra para Roger Federer?
Sí, lo he dicho, ¿no? Lo he dicho antes, simplemente pues felicitarle por todo lo que está haciendo, por el bien que hace en el tenis y por su actitud ejemplar, como he dicho antes, siempre a la hora de ganar y a la hora de perder. Siempre su saber estar es importantísimo para el tenis.
Gracias, amigo, y al año próximo.
Gracias.
Cérémonie de remise de récompense du simple messieurs des internationaux de France 2008. Award Ceremony Men's Single of Roland-Garros 2008. Les trophées seront remis par le président de la Fédération française de tennis, M. Christian Bim, accompagné du sextuple vainqueur, ici en 74, 75, 78, 119, 80 et 81, gagnant de 11 titres du Grand Chelem, 62 victoires, ex-numéro 1 mondial, Björn Borg. finaliste de ces internationaux de France 2008, Roger Federer. Vainqueur, et il remporte son 4e titre consécutif ici à Roland-Garros, Rafael Nadal. Il reçoit des mains de Björn Borg la Coupe des Mousquetaires, offerte au vainqueur à Roland-Garros. Mesdames, Messieurs, je vais vous demander d'écouter l'hymne national espagnol. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Spain.